Ah, I never. How many times I tried doing this video? I feel like too many times. Each time I try to make this video for you guys, I always flunk it. No matter how I try to make it, it makes it sound so confusing. I'm gonna try again. At least I'm gonna try again. All right. Hello everyone. This is CJ, also known as RocketBoy95. Welcome to. I really don't know how many takes I took this. So anyway, this is a how-to video, I guess, for taking a model that a model that you created or ported to Blender, and then export it and then port it into Gary's mod, mostly for Gary's mod, so you can have a physics mesh and whatnot, and actually control a full character instead of having a body group gear onto a player model and then not fully rigged. Well, it is rigged, but not fully physical rigged. Like Ninja's hair. That's a good example. The Ninja hair ain't fully swayed like you want it because there's no physics on there anymore because you body group it and it gets rid of those body group meshes if they were there. So the reason why it's great to have it in Blender is that when you add the physics mesh into play, you can actually have it the hair move or any weapons on the side or items on the side can actually sway. So I'm doing it like each step ways you can do it with the pros and cons of how we did it, and then I'll show you at the end how to port it to Gary's mod. First, let's go to U model types. Jeez, I'm skipping steps already. Alright, I don't mean U model yet. We're gonna extract GMAs. So first thing we're gonna do is, like I said, reconstructed this time is GMAs. So we're gonna go to the add-ons folder. Then I can go right here. I have one right here. We're gonna use, once again, I'm gonna use the one of these as examples. So I'm gonna use the Vita again as an example. All right, you want to go to your add-ons folder of Gary's mod. For you guys, mostly be C, program files, x86, Steam, Steam apps, common, Gary's mod, then add-ons. For me, I have my games in a D drive, so that's where it's at. And you'll find your GMAs usually in here. But if it's located somewhere else, in this case, the program files x86, Steam apps, workshop, content 4000, which is for Gary's mod. And once you're in here, you got all these folder numbers. You want to go to workshop item. Or in this case, we want the enhanced characters. Of course, they don't give you the link number, so copy URL, I guess. I should really use this crowbar one. Not the crowbar, Notepad++. Alright, we're looking for the ID of 23989752234. Wait, am I looking at source filmmaker? No, that's source filmmaker. Sorry, I should be looking at it says source filmmaker. I need Gary's mod. Go in here, copy URL. Sorry, 2399056893. That's the weapons pack. But oh yeah, that's right, because I do not have it installed because it should be like that. But let's say, I don't know why am I doing that. Let's look for his weapon pack. Make sure it is that I said is correct. It should be correct. Oh, this is mine. I want his. So in this case, I'll just go ahead and pick one of these because it has his name on the sideline. Nope. Next page. There we go. Gmod. Copy URL. 2202993513. Guess what? That's the number. And that's how I know it. So you can do it that way if it's in this area. But we're not doing that because, like I said, we're not doing the weapon once, but of course we do need the enhancement characters. So I'm gonna use one of these as an example of it. So let's go ahead and go back to here. It says common Gary's mod, the first one. Right click bin, open new window. Now back to this one, go back to the add-ons. In this window here, just make sure you go to find gmad.exe, and either in the add-ons or that workshop ID in the workshop folder, go look around to find your GMA. Like I said, we're going to use the PlayStation Vita one again, so there it is. So click and drag that. But in this case, it would be your enhanced characters. Drag to gmad.exe. You see a console window come up, and you should see over here the PlayStation Vita and its ID number. Or in this case, the enhanced characters with its ID number. Or temp.gma, whatever they want to call it. So okay, cool. You got yourself the enhanced characters model. What's next? Oh, Blender add-ons. Okay, Blender add-ons. Luckily for you guys, I will have these add-ons in the sidelines. I'll make sure I put this in a kind of not delete. Is that on read only? Well, it's on read only. Okay, whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna make sure have all these into a 7-zip file. So you guys take all of these and place it into, if it's on your main computer drive, if you install it normally on Windows, most likely be in your C drive. For me, it's in this case, once again, D drive. Program files, Blender Foundation, Blender dash 2. Whatever version you have. For me, it's going to be 2.82. So in this case, Blender 2.80.0, then your version number 2.82, in this case for me, scripts, add-ons. Like I said, you drag all these. In this case, if it's in the 7-zip, just drag everything that's in the 7-zip over here in this root add-ons folder. And next time you load up, you go to your also before I forget, not all add-ons on here will work on a specific version. In this case, some of these are mostly made for 2.8x. So it may not work in 2.7x or may not work in 2.9x. So keep that in mind in this video. So anyway, now you open up your Blender of choice, go to edit. Oh yeah, there is another version of Blender, but for me, I go with. I keep jumping to conclusions. I'm sorry, guys. So in this case, if it is in your Steam library, be common, but your D drive or the C drive in this case, program files x86, Steam, Steam apps, common, Blender, whatever version number you have. Unless they try to change everything here. Scripts, add-ons, and it'd be in here. Now open up your edit preference. You'll get this window. Make sure you're on add-ons. Make sure this is not checked off. And then you type in, if you want to use MMDs, type in MMD. Check that off. If you want to use source, which you do want because you want to export it to Gary's mod, type source. Then you should see something like source, the Blender source tools, which is definitely needed because you need this over here. Source engine model, which is the MDL, and then the source IO. These three have their own pros and cons. So let's also, since we're also going to do new models, you also need PSK, import export, import Unreal Skeleton Mesh. But yeah, there are other add-ons here that I do use, like Blender UMap, Ninja Ripper, the Xana LoRa mesh. So some of these do work under they do correspond, but like I said, the main ones you probably want to look at is PSK, MMD, and most definitely source. After you checked all the main ones you want, especially this one is recommended. So now, next step. Now we should go to UModel. Alright, for those who want models from UModel to Blender, we want to make your character model from UModel into Blender. So this will be fun and interesting. For me, I have my UModel. Actually, no, we're not going there just yet. I'm very sorry. I wanted to jump to this, but we need to actually do decompile model. So we're gonna do decompile model first, because if we keep jumping to conclusions, it's gonna drive me nuts. Alright. In this case, you want to make sure you got your enhanced character models, which I did tell you guys to make sure to rip from the GMA. Then your models, prop Ninjala, characters. Doesn't matter which character you use, mostly, but I recommend Burton, Cape, and Van because they don't have any hair bones. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna pick Van, and I'm gonna put it into my directory of all my crowbar stuff. In this case, I'm gonna put it in OC Pack 6 area. Of course, I'm gonna keep doing that. No. Thank you. Alright, now it's gonna go decompile it over to here. So, okay. Now let's go ahead and check our decompile model. Yeah, I went through all kinds of content to see what I can do in Blender. Hack 6. Alright, now we see animation file, the folder and its file. We got the body, we got its VTAs. We got the physics, which we do need. Face, hair, the gradient, and hair warned. We mostly need is the QC and the physics mess. Everything else we probably don't need. So I'm gonna go ahead and, for me at least, delete these. You guys don't have to, but for the sake of argument, I only want these two, and I'll show you why down the road. Next, we're going to import model. In this case, I'm going to use the source model.mdl. You could also use, if you let all those alone, you can also do source engine.smd. But the problem is the VTA. And the VTA is annoying. This one is annoying when you try to import that in there. The reason why I have the source model.mdl is that way everything from the VTA, in this case the shape keys, are intact. So there's your downside of this particular system. So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and go to. I'm trying to get to the add-ons here. Okay, we're in the add-ons folder. As you see above, Ninjala enhance characters, models, prop Ninjala, characters. Now you pick which one you want. In this case, I want Emma. Alright. Cool. We got this one. Now I'm going to show you the source IO, so you guys know what that works. I already explained it why I don't fully like using this when I'm trying to import it, because shape keys don't want to work correctly back in. You can export out and to be just fine, but importing in, for me, it always be a doozy. That's why I always use this. But what happens if I use this? source engine assets, source model.mdl, and I use Emma again. As you probably tell, if I copy all this over to here, she's tiny. That ain't gonna work right. Actually, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna drag all this, put in this one here. I'm gonna call this source IO folder, then paste it over there. Okay, the problem, of course, like I said, is how tiny it is. Luckily, I do have a scaler here. For this, since we're using source IO in this character model, I'm going to upscale to this. So I'll make sure to leave a file for this in the description below. So copy this, then go to scale, upscale just a bit, and you see this down below. Click it, then enter, enter, and enter. Then make sure you press Control A, apply. You can probably press all transforms. I'm kind of old school with a 2.79 how it works, so I go click on location, then check off rotation and scale. And everything should work just fine now. Alright, the pros and the cons between the source mod.mdl versus source engine asset. As you probably saw from source IO, the model would be super small, so we did upscale it back up to size. But the pro for the model, in this case, a good example is the body. Well, the body in here, and where is face? As you mostly tell, everything. Oh, actually, no. Even this one's been out of order. Huh. I guess not all models are in order. Seriously, it actually is out of order. Now that is surprising. I thought it was actually in order. No, it's not in order. Maybe I had it out of order in Gary's mod. I was hoping to give that a pro, but nope, I guess it's a con. So mostly we only need from any of these. Let's go ahead and delete that whole thing here because we don't need is the head. For me at least. But if you guys still want to use Jonathan's body model, which is another con for me, once you have your gear on, you want to get rid of some of this mesh, because that way you don't have it seep through. Because we don't need this stuff if you're gonna have your own character model. So let's say I don't want the legs. I want to get the legs out of here because I have the socks and shoes or even pants that uses it. I select this one to get the faces, not the vertex. And this will become a pain if I want to get rid of this because I want to have pants, socks, and shoes on and don't have to worry about this part of the mesh and hit delete in this. like I said, the only thing I need from her is the head. So I'm gonna copy the head. I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna go right here. Paste the head. This will also include its armature. So yeah, we're gonna keep the armature in place as for now. So we don't need. So let's go. Now let's go try out next step, which is new model, and I'll show you guys. Actually, no, it's not. Well, next step is each chapter line, which would you prefer? So, and of course, I'm gonna give you guys the pros and cons on those. All right, now we're in new model. So make sure you have select the new model here. It should automatically pick the path of choice, which I have kept it in the same directory, so I'm going to keep it there. Since the game in question we're doing is Ninjala, so we want to make sure it is on Nintendo Switch because that's where the game resides. Click OK. Now, of course, I cannot give you guys the key, especially in this video. So if you guys have the key, go ahead and put it in now. Till then, I'm going to go to the next part. Alright, you got your game file and have your new model open. New model open. In this case, you want to go to game, assess, common. There's the character. Also, if you want something from different seasons, make sure you have the same pack. Have a certain pack file that has those seasons. In this case, 3 to 5 in this video so far. So in this case, I want a gear from season 1. So I'm gonna go to character, avatar, meshes of the body. Now you got all these numbers. If you know the number from the gear, then use that. Which so happen I do have it in here, so I can look at. For me, I want the cool and casual uniform, which is number 28. 28. Here we are. And usually down here, over here, is usually alt numbers. Alt number 2, alt number 3 of that gear. The character in question has the outfit of alt 3, so I want this one. Then it asks you, viewer has found an unversioned Unreal Engine 4 package. In order to work correctly, please specify which Unreal Engine 4 version is used for this game. For me, I think it uses Unreal Engine 4.24, which does work for me. So I'll go ahead and click OK, and it would do the thing. But I already have it anyway, so how I know? I go to my close it because I did it incorrectly. So I go to game, assess, common, characters, avatar. I'm going to show you the textures area, clothing, and see. As not line, it's on number 28. See, 28. I don't have the alts in here, so which is kind of well because reason why because the alt 2 and alt 3 were from season 2, so I only got all these extracted during season 1. So cool and casual is right here, even though I want the season 2's emo. Wait, cool and casual uniform. Yeah. No, I do want a cool casual uniform. It's the for 28, but if I want the what was it? Did I really skip the Horn Eyes there? Horn Eyes. Horn Eyes is 35. Yeah, 35, and it does not have any ults here because it's like I said, it was made during season 2s. For me, I want the ult skin 2, which would be the pineapple shorts. And here, so like I said, that is an example. Now, since you already extracted what you want, import. Then you go to Miku Miku Dance model, PMX. So I'm gonna go. Oh, it's my C drive. Of course, you guys want to go to my C drive. I'm gonna go to my D drive. I'm gonna go to my downloads on the D drive. New model, export, game, SS, common, character, avatar, meshes, body. No wait, Miku Miku Dance is PSK. What am I doing? I want the skeleton mesh. Sorry, skeleton mesh. Sorry, I'm getting in the wrong section again. Let's try again. New model export. Game. SS. Common. Characters. Avatar. Meshes. Body. There we go. For me, I want number. I definitely know my character has number 28, so I definitely need that one. Once again, when I copy this over here and paste it over here, you see it is. Did I just copy only the model? Let's copy, paste. There we go. Once again, this model is tiny, and of course it's not smooth. So in this case, right click, click the model, right click, smooth. Now make sure you click the also now actually make sure you click on the armature kit as well by not just clicking this, shift, then click them both. Because if you so yeah, I always make sure by sliding here, I make sure these are locked or unlocked. For PSKs, sorry, OG, the OG ones, I use 42.25 to get up to upscale. So upscale, enter, enter, enter. And as you tell now, it is then Control A, location, rotation, scale. As you probably already see from between this and this, the armature, if I actually have to clear the body away, you can see these armatures. They're not in the right direction. That's a one con. For source, the bones have to be in a certain direction. Another con here is armature names. The names have to be identical, as you see here. Also, I'm going to edit here. Jonathan does not use any of these ones right here. The if a body root or the sub, he does not use those. Mostly everything else is identically correct. Except, of course, there's another one right here. I'll show you. I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you right now. In this one, I'll probably have to repeat it again on the other one. Source has an IK rig, and it doesn't. And Source does not use its own mid rotation on the bones. It only has upper, lower, then the hands. There is no roll bones, because if you add roll bones between the lower arm to the hand, and so on and so forth, the armature rig is broken. So you want to make sure if you do want to make it an IK rig, you want to make sure to get rid of these, and then also go to here, go on weight, look for the lower arms. For example, we want to get rid of this roll bone and fill in the spot right here. So in this case, I usually go for 0.5 on the weighting. So for this right here is the vertex group and shape keys section. In this case, it's called the object data properties. So I'm going to go to lower arm and just fill in this over here. So that way, when I remove it, oops, no. Go to edit and then select this bone, shift on this roll bone, delete the bones, and make sure it works. Go to depose, select that bone you want, put it in the rotation, and see if it fully functions like it should. No missing verts, so we are in the clear. Another example is, like I said, the rotation of these bones. As you can tell right here, they're not in the right directions. So in this case, I have to go select the tailbone here. Each beginning point is that there's a head bone and there's an end point of the bone, which is the tailbone. So I'm going to pick the tailbone here, select the rotation, and then drag it right back to its actual position. And to make it easier, you go to Tools, Mirror X-Axis, and just do it that way. As you see right there, and you just simplify it yourself. And like I said, another example, oh yeah, before I forget, if we're going through the same scenario of Jonathan's bone merger bones, you don't need those either. So of course, Next one is, like I said, is the paint and rear is armature names. They have to be identical. So in this case, this was spine 0, spine 1. Oops. Yeah. Spine 2. So yeah, this gets very tedious if you want to try to rename it just like this. So, but at the end, when you get it done, at least you got your body and the face. So now, let's teach how to do MMD versions. Alright, for those who are going for MMDs, let's go ahead and teach you how to do MMDs. Of course, you have to get your MMD character yourselves. In this case, I already did have one, so I'd go ahead and let's see. Okay, here we go. I already have files from season 1 as a good example, because these are based on how he did it before he renamed it for us for onwards. So I'm gonna select 28 because I want the cool and casual. There's his PMX right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and import, then go to Make Dance. Go to your folder, you have your Make Dance file. So in this case, I want the, once again, 28 PMX, just like that. Alright, we got that. Let's copy that and then paste it over here. Uh-oh, it's small. Luckily I have the scale for Make Dance. In this case, I want it to be sized up to 3.382. So I'm going to get rid of this thing here because I don't need it. I just need this and this. So the problem is right here, these are locked. So in this case, I'm going to click this, then drag while holding the left click, get them all unlocked. Then you see this. Now you can upscale. It'd be like this. Click it, and then go ahead and paste the number, and there you go. The downside of the con here is the armature is not in the right direction. And of course the names are not correct. And also for source, there should be no mid bones. For IK rigs, you do not need any mid bones. It usually has upper arm, like for example, upper arm, lower arm, then hands. There should be no upper arm roll bone or lower arm roll bones. Those are not needed. So in this case, I do need to delete those. But since we delete those, it may end up having some vertex issues. In this case, this one does not, as you see here. But if it does, you select your mesh, go to weight, and of course you see these two here. Don't worry about those, we don't need those. Also, I forgot to we have to talk about the new model. The biggest con of all, the Desperate actually add finger bones in this one. Unlike the game, it does not have it because it uses its own separate meshes for different hand gestures, face gestures, maybe eyelid gestures and whatnot. That's just how the game runs. For us, we have bones for MMD and in source. So in this case, I'm going to go to right arm, right forearm here, as you see right here, and in the roll, you want to include this area. So click this, then click the tools. It would let's just say 100. For me, I just always put 0.5 to finish the rest. So go ahead and collect all this up to the hand area, and make sure all of it is. Oops, try not to go too much on the arm, or in this case, the hand. I'll tell you why in the end. Same here, forearm roll and left arm. So it needs all this here. So I'll go ahead and fill this in. Like I said, I'm only adding this just in case if this had issues when they're missing the roll bone. This will, by filling this in, I'll go back to object, select the armature, pose, and keep testing the arm and see if there's any missing verts. If you do see some missing verts, try to fill those in, and you should, at the end, you should not see any verts missing. It should be all grabbed. Next con, my con mostly is for me, how I kept it, is these two bones here. We do not need these two bones. Those can be deleted. For Garry's Mod, you don't need those. Another issue is the rotation and the names. You have to make sure they're in the right names because how Source wants its names. And the other is the rotations. Something like this one goes from different angles, like right bones, whatnot. If the bone names are almost identical, but it has like right, left, L, R, and such. If you add an X-axis mirror, in this case, I'm going to go click the tailbone here. If I click this and then select this right here, it does it for us right here. We don't have to, do double the work. Also for both Unreal and MMD that I keep forgetting, make sure some of these bones here, like right here, these should be all zeros here. For us, I know these are all zeros. When you go up here, this area right here is the exception. I think this could be like 35 or something like that. But these right here is automatically 90 plus on the right, negative 90 on the right. But when I get to the fingers, these should be like 180 for all these. For these, I think it varies. Some people have it like 45 for thumb. To each their own. But I think we have our own set. I think we have thumb. Yeah. For us it's 84. So yeah, there's your cons for if you do it this way. But the positive side is you have this. You have these arms, whatnot, already set up. Arms and legs, you already have everything set up for you just the way you want it. But you can also, I'm on the armature. You can do separations. Let's say you want the leg, but you want it this way, you want it the other way. You can actually mirror this. You can have it swapped. Oh, that's a sock. If I know the skin, that's a sock. You can swap that, and you have the other way, or you can have this mirrored over here, and you have these two here and mirrored to have it this side. So we have short, more leg and short socks, so on and so forth. That's why we have our gears separatable, so you can actually have mix and matches. And also the positive side about Blender, you can actually mess around with these and actually move around them and make them either taller, skinnier, whatnot. This is getting over your guys' head probably, so that's why we have our own separate ones we will go to soon. Hopefully. So let's say you want the backpack because you like the backpack but you don't like the gear. So that's the gear. I think I select something else. No, actually I did select the right one. And just drag and see if you got all of it. If you don't think you got all of it, which I think I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. No, but I still didn't get all of it. Yep, there we go. The reason why I know how everything goes because I can go like see right here, skin, clothes. I can go like this, open this, shader editor. Yeah, I don't need that. really wish that he didn't use all the metallic, but whatever. There's probably a way to get around that. I can't remember how I turn off the metallic. There's the shine, but so yeah, now you can actually see. You can actually take what you want, or in this case, select the faces. Like what you want. Press P. Separate it. If you take something that you don't want it out and put something in. That's how we did it with the gear separation. But like I said, the Pro you can actually have it. You have what you need to actually separate and put to keep what you actually wanted without having the, let's see, what's no extra skin model in there. So you got an actual rig that actually has everything you need. But the con is the bones are not rotated correctly. The names aren't corrected. So next step, I guess, you go to my files that I did. Alright, next one is the, oh, I didn't have to switch the names on this one. Okay, let's go like that. So I'm definitely most likely give you guys the files to the gears. So pros is already strong for these ones. Armature is already preset. The armature names are preset, exclusion of 4 of them because of we're doing Jonathan's work. We rename those 4 and delete this one. So, and also to me it is pro, but maybe you guys it's con. It's up to you. Is that the gears are already separated. So in this case, I want the cool and casual. And select this, put it in the OC, paste it over there. Also, another con is what I did is called a universal armature. So all these models used the one exact armature. Because some gears will have its own special bones. Some of these special bones will not deform from the IK rig because it's its own special branch, so it doesn't fully affect the main IK rig. Let's see if we can find it. We need the. Nope, it's not this. Not this set. I definitely know one of them has the one I think in question. No. Wait, did I do 3 again? Dang it. 4. It's not here. 5? Of course, it's at 6. All right, this one. Here's a good example. I guess there's other ones, but I can't think of anything that uses these bones. But I definitely know this one does. If I go to the armature here, pose, and then pick this one here, number 124, left forearm, Fizz A1, this one's actually 124. So if I move this, it moves those. So you have to be extra careful with on this one. And if you want to, you can add physics mesh to these ones so we can actually move these on your own. I'll get to that part in a second. So I think when you, if I remember correctly, when you export the models out, most time these bones will be deleted anyway. For the sake of argument, just go ahead and select the bones you don't think you needed. In this case, it's the majority of the special bones, because I don't need any of these special bones at all for this character. Oh yeah, and this root bone. I don't need the root bone. I said root bone. Get rid of the root bone. Alright, I need to change this to this bit pelvis. Yep. This was supposed to be spine 0. But this has already been right here, so I don't want to. There we go. And then this is supposed to be the pelvis. That's how he did it on his wait. Yeah. Because if I do rotation right here, pelvis, and then do this, it does all this. But if I go to spine 0, it rotates the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Alright, so far we got everything we got so far is good. If you guys wondering what this is the item bones. Do you really need the item bones? Not really, unless you want to keep it for the bats and whatnot. You can use it. If you don't want to, you just delete him. Of course, I'm in the pose mode. I can't do that here. I have to do it from here. Then delete it. If you don't need him, just delete him. If you do want him, keep it. Those are the only two other options you can have as an option. Reason why I say in this direction is because if we want to go on this armature here, we only want to keep actually we don't want to keep anything but the head bone. So control and unselect the head bone, delete, and then select this and control click cap A, Control J, now you got headphone in place. Downside for this one, oh, there's the headphones already in there. Oops. What did I delete? Oh, it already came with a headphone. Oh, okay. Then I don't need the headphone either. If it already came with a headphone, I don't need it. That also means I don't really need this. Not. If that's the case, then I need to click this. Click this gear here. Give you a modifier. Since this already have a modifier in this armature modifier here, you just need to make sure you add armature of this. Because when you go click this, compose with the head, make sure it is fully connected. I never know anything what about the hair, so we'll get to it. So like I said, if you are one like me who likes to make custom characters, yeah, then you can select which one you actually want to keep, and then get rid of the rest of the mesh off, copy paste the new gear, take what you want there, implement its meshes to this armature or the new armature, whatever, and just keep going until you get the character you want. So let me do that for you guys here. So I really do not need this. Let's see, I don't need everything but the backpack and the socks and the shoes. Actually, I'm gonna have the socks, mirrors, and shoes. So, because for me, I want to keep the short socks. Oh, yeah. Actually, I want to keep the legs too. I just realized that too. I need the legs. Alright. The tip is, if you don't want all these meshes, you can always, in this case, I want to keep these short socks. I'm going to go click this first, and this main name, and then mirror it. No, not merge it. Same thing here. Minor, major, merge it. And there we go. Now we got what we want right here. Oh yeah, did I just delete the I want to keep the backpack, and I forgot about the backpack too. Crap. Fine, we'll go back to like this. Me being an idiot. Don't really need this armature again. Delete it. Get this over here. Done. Now I have this issue with multiple names. cool and casual, skin, main skin. There we go. So now we got the backpack, legs, short socks, and shoes. All right. Next one, I want the let's see here. Where is it? It's also on this part here. Horror Nice. Okay, yep, it's Horror Nice. I just want this and this and the pants. Okay. Okay, the only issue once again is my armature. How I named it. So I'm gonna go fix these names. I have to name fix these names first before I remotely think do anything else with it. So in this case, I want this to be 2, 1. Then I can go ahead and then delete that, select that, put it in there. Horror Nice, I think how he had it for clothing, the one I want. No, even though it's season 2, he has it part of the season 1 because of the alts. Yeah, Horror Nice 3. I want this name here, the BMT of this name. Don't know why that's there. Get rid of it. Skin, main, done. So, but if you really want to see that texture, you just raises up. Go to right here, the base texture here. Click it. Oh, wait, that's the skin. I'm on skin. Sorry. Open. Oh, I'm on the wrong side again. Season 2, alt, body. I think it was 35. Yeah, 35. 35 to base. There you go. Now you can see it. Let's see here. Next one, I had the gear plain sweatshirt. Okay, 1030301. Yeah. Right here. Only thing I had was this and the hands. So copy this, paste it once again because of the names. Oh, never mind. Well, I got rid of the name anyway, so at least that's a plus. 2, 1, 0. There we go. Then go here, delete. Actually, make sure all of them are in the. Yeah, I did not get them all in the right armature. They're all in the right armature. And make sure the names are correct on the materials. There we go. Everything should be hunky-dory. Alright. Now we're going to the hair. Alright, now we're at the point of importing hair. So if you guys are in this point on, congrats. Some tells me not. I'm sorry. I've been trying, and yet I still find ways to fail. Anyway, for importing hair, I still go with source.mdl because it's already pre-sized. So you go to your add-ons, your enhanced characters, models, prop Ninjala, pick which season, base season 2, 3, or 4. For me, I need season 2, be braided ponytail. Now, this will, first I'm going to make sure I have its own category. To do that. Make everything so much easier for you guys. Okay, now we got our model. So here's the thing. If you know you're going to have a character wearing a hat, then you want to have the ponytail worn. If you want to keep everything separated for the gradients, you can have it that way, or you can have your own custom texture gradient. I'll make sure to describe that one as well down the road. For me, I'm gonna do everything in one mesh. So if I want the gradient, I'll make my own gradient. So I'm gonna take these three, exclude that. I don't really need that. I can get rid of that. Put this with the armature because I don't need this separate group. Okay, now we know in the mesh, materials, there is the hair tie and the main texture, the ponytail. Of course, if you guys want to actually see the armature for any reason, right, this one here, object data properties, viewpoint display, in front, and you can see the model. As you see the model's bones. For this case, we want to merge it with this, but since there's already a head bone, we need to delete that. Take that, delete bone, and then select that with this, and then Control J to merge. And now it should be merged with this. Downside with this type of merging is that the ponytail is now no longer part of the hair bone, the head bone. So if you want to put it back on the head bone, you select the bone. Well, in this case, make sure Object, Edit Mode, select the bone, go to this bone icon, then open up Relations. You see it says Parent. Click on it and type in head. There's the bib head. Select that, and now it should be attached to the bib head. So now you got yourself your character's hair. Let's see. Do we need to do anything else here? Not really. So next one, we're gonna do the physics mesh. Okay, now we're in the part of physics mesh. So we have here I have all the head bones if I really want to plot the head bones for you guys. So you guys have this as examples. I'll probably make sure to give this the link to you guys, but we want the physics mesh. So we're going to click this physics mesh, copy, and paste it. Once again, this, for those who watched the previous one, the previous chapter, the bones are not fully correct, so we're going ahead and fix it. Actually, it already is fixed. Okay, then never mind. I already have a plan ahead. Thank you. Thank you myself. So that means I don't need this armature. It is being deleted. So the only problem is, just like when you body group all this hair is not moved. How to move this? So in this case, we want to, I'm going to unhide the collection here. Select this mesh. Click on object, hit edit mode. But also there is a tab, so if you want to do that one. So I'm going to click this, edit. I'm going to go ahead and select this here. I'm going to press L here, then Shift, D, then click, and now I have a duplication of this arm. And caution, since now this is the same as this also will have the vertex group of this arm. So in this case, if I go up to BIP lower arm R, I'll make sure I unselect that. Click this, select, and see now it is both selected. We don't want that. So select this, then pick, since it's already been highlighted, click remove. Now unclick it, then press deselect, and now you see this has been selected. Now select this, drag it over to where you like it. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. Put it up here to the side. I'm going to unsee the ponytail. Yep, ponytail, yeah. Where's the armature for this? Oh, the armature's on that. That's why I didn't see it. Put up there. Then I'll dupe this, click, lower it down, dupe, click, lower it down again. Then I'm going to see the ponytail. I'm going to raise this up a bit more. There we go. That looks good. Now I'm going to go ahead and select this again. Now I'm going to use the scale. Scale this to the point I want. Do the same here. Scale it to here. Scale to here, and I'm going to drag this more to inside. Click this. Scale it to the way I want it. And then drag it a little bit more here, and there we go. Now we need these named. In this case, we need them to be named as the bones of these. So I'm going to click dip ponytail. Did I just click the wrong? Okay, never. Okay, now we got it. Click the add group dip ponytail 1. Dip ponytail 2. Dip ponytail 3. So now we gotta go ahead and select this. Click this ponytail 1, assign. Do the same thing here, but for ponytail 2, and this for ponytail 3. Now when you go ahead to the armature, pose and click this. So far as you see, it is not fully corrected yet. So let's go ahead and click this. And go to the modifier again. See this armature modifier. Make sure it's on there. Same thing for the hair. Put it on there. Now go to the armature. Pose. Click this. Now that's all moving, all nice and handy. Go back. All right. For me, I'm gonna do a little tweaking on the. Now we're gonna do some tweaks. So I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna call it optional tweaks. So okay, now we're in the optional tweaks. So now I'm gonna call this OC mesh. Don't have to, but you call it whatever mesh you want. You go ahead and see what you want. In this case, I want to check the UV layout of the head, because I found out on him from Jonathan he had these on the hair. Actually, I can go like this, eyelashes. No, that's those. Emma hair. You had it on Emma hair. As you see here, from using Emma hair, he has it over here. Doesn't sound much, but if you go like Emma texture face all, as you can probably tell, it's not in its actual block. Is this a big deal? No. But if you want to do it, if you already have your ponytail, the hair of choice, you can also go like this. Hair, braided ponytail, like this. Well, not hair ponytail. Make sure you want to select this one here. Go back to your emblem face, pick this, and pick braided ponytail. That way, when you go to your hairstyle, of course I don't have the hairstyle here. I have the think I have on new model. No. I swore I did have it. Well, rip. Wait, did I pick my... Yeah, I picked the meshes. Sorry. Tired, so of course. Character, avatar, textures, hair. Of course, this is the... I think 20. I think 20? No. Well, the benefit of this, if I go back to layout, pick this and then import source engine assets VTF air seasons. Instead of going to the models, so go to materials, hairs, braid ponytail of this node, add texture image, select this right here, braided ponytail BTF, boom, it's already inserted. So now in UV, braided ponytail, boom. So now we can go to Kepi's face. That's our MS face. Back to the, oh, it's not one side, it's on the other one. Edit. Now it's in there. See, now the UV is on the hair. But is it on the right hair that you wanted? For me, that is the correct hair. So I'm fine with it. But if it's not in the right area or not the right hairs, you can select this, pick this, and select wherever. So if I want the gradient, right here, this gradient here, right there we go. Since I know this is also gradient, I can also put it over here and rotate it. But for me, I like it right here. So I'll have to keep it there. So that works out. Next is the eyes. Since I'm going to have the QC of the QC, I do not need the eyes from him, so I just need the BMTs of my own that goes to his. So ILIR is fine. Face, I think we can use his. So we can add the share structure on this one here. So we can go put it to let's see where we need to go. Materials, models, characters, shared. Yeah, we're gonna use this one here. So that could be left alone. That could be these could be left alone. So we're good here. So here, like I said, make sure these are all good. If you have your own custom textures, make sure these have their own names. So let's say right here, underscore. Let's say it's your customized. You say, for me, it'd be like OC. Then it should know like, oh, it's going to be a custom skin of this right here because this will be the VMT name. not the BTF. But I don't need that changed, so we're fine with that. That's fine. That is not. That is not. That is not. No. You can also say this is also cleaning up, so I'm doing some tweaking and cleanups. So yep, there we go. Also, for me here, I do want this to be its own thing, so I don't want, because that way I don't fiddle forward or mix matching the main materials I want with the other materials. So these I do want. So other than that, that looks good. Because I want the face, I want to keep it face 1. I left and I right. I'm gonna make it go to the green eyes. Green eyes myself, so that's good. Eyelashes, I'm good. Next thing we need to do, for me, I'll double check once more. I always double check. Now time to export. Now we're going to the part exporting to crowbar. So now you got the model that you wanted. So now we need to make sure you click the armature, animation, select all this, 30. Then you select all this, well, first things first, I want to delete all this. Most likely you're gonna have this all blank. 30. Select, press A on here, give it select all. Then press I. Then note rote scale. Select this. Press I again. Note rote scale. There you go. Then go to here. Oh, this is all in collection. That's right. Let's put all this into one big collection. So I can click these two and delete them. Select this. Just go down here, suppress. Then you want to go to here, and actually make sure to click on this SMD first, and then uncheck that. Then go back to DMX. You'll see why in a bit. So now we got what we needed. If you are using the enhanced body, make sure you go back to the body. Then here, after you select all the meshes you do not really need deleted and whatnot, make sure you delete everything but the base, or just take it out. Doesn't really matter, because it won't. If it's only bases, it's not gonna be shown here anyway. Anyway, now I'm gonna call this idle, and I do want a subfolder for this animation, so I'm gonna call this OC underscore animation. Then for next, I'm gonna go save or save as. I'm gonna put it in here in my OC pack 6 of my OC pack 6 me, and put it in here. I'm fine with that. Then you click this folder. Since I saved it, it knows in this directory. I'm going to click accept. Now since everything's right here, like I said, now click export, and then scene export. Let it do its thing. It may freeze, but let it do its thing. All right, now you see here it says hands, shirt, backpack, and pants have 3 weight links. I mean, it has over 3 weight links. I think DMX can support like 1 or 2, so that's an issue. This is where you want to use SMD. So in this case, I want to make sure select the hands, pants, shirt, and backpack. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the backpack. So select the backpack, control click pants, shirt, actually I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna try again so I can see the last one. Where's the hands? Oh, there it is, right between. Okay. So I'm on these 4 here, SMD, export. Now you see it says selected objects. I want to hit 4. There we go. Now we got that done. Now let's go back to our saved folder directory. Now you should see all this right here. For the sake of argument, I'm going to go ahead and delete all this so I can do this all over again for you guys. Alright. Now I got all I wanted, so yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about to talk about that one. I think I can just give you guys, like I said, I probably give you guys the file so you don't have to worry about this. I don't know why I kept it. Sorry for that. But if you want to, you can just import it the SMD way. All these add-ons drive me boop, boop, nuts. Right there it is. But like I said, we just did the other way, so. Alright, now I'm getting lost. Alright. Now we got this over here from we just exported van. Now I'm going to call this OC. Actually, just call it like this, OC. Open up the OC file. Do you want to reload it? Yes, I do. Now you see all this. Everything's all in SMD by Crowbar. The downside, there are both pros and cons for this. DMX, you have everything rigged. The shape keys and whatnot are all intertwined in one. The downside, how you weight stuff can hurt. But with SMD, it evens out the weights, but the shape keys are separated to VTFs. Those are VTAs. That's what these are here, VTAs. Since we have a face that does not have any shape key issues, I can actually get rid of all this but 2 lines. And that is right here at the flex controller eyes range negative 45 to 45. So I'm going to get rid of all this and all this down here. I'll do the same thing for this. I don't need this either. because there's no body of it. Ah, crap, I deselected. Alright, now there are two options you can do. Model and body group. If you know you're going to have more different gear sets for the character, you can do this way. From this case, if I want this to be a gear set, I can put all these, this clothing, all these from the hands, all the way down to the shoes, and merge them all together to be one gear set. Or you can have it or you just have them keep them separated. For me, I don't think I'm gonna change the character's look, so I'm gonna keep them all separated. So I can have it either this way or this way without the blank. So for hair, I want. So where is it? Where is it? Oh, of course, it's in here. No, I want to keep that. I want to keep. Nope, keep that up so I don't. Since this is using DMX, I want to put it there. Same thing here. I want to turn this to DMX. And this is using MFAce. I'm going to copy that and put that as MFAce. You can rename these if you want to. I just don't, because I don't need to. I'm gonna keep. I already had this made, so I'm just going with I have it. But still, it's nice to do a recheck. So I'm gonna have it like this. I left, I right, I left for right eyeball and left eyeball. Here and bottom, hands. Legs. Do the same thing for legs because I think the legs are good. Yep, legs are good for DMX. So DMX. Don't need a gradient, so I don't need that. So copy, paste. I want to have the back. Actually, I can do this for this one here. For here, I definitely want to do it for the backpack. So backpack. So it's 28 backpack. 28 backpack. So if I want to get rid of the backpack, I just type in blank, not black, blank. So now I have a choice of have the backpack on or remove it. I'll do the same thing for my bracelet. Bracelet L, okay. Bracelet. No, I don't need to do that. So 35 bracelet L. Necklace. Let's see. legs. 5. Let's see, hands, legs, socks. 28. Shoes. Well, I definitely want the necklace to be compatible with the people taken out. So, necklace. I'll keep the 35 in there. Necklace. Shirt. I definitely need a shirt. One of 3. Shirt. Let's make sure I have it right. Backpack is as indeed, so I need to make sure that is. What do I call it? Pack back? Really? Dang it. SMD. Backpack, pants. It uses 35. SMD. I'm missing one more shirt. That is right here. Okay. Okay, all 4 there. So I need to make sure. Face. Ponytail. Fine. I don't really need to put in body group, but I can, because I'm not going to give her a hat. But I can do it, but I'll keep it in there. Shirt, pants, hands. Hands, yep. Shirt, hands, pants, necklace. Yep, I think I got everything in there. Next thing we can do here, we want Emma. Shared. Actually, hold on. Was the only thing that's sharing is the eyelashes, right? Oh, it's just sharing the eye. Oh crap! Thank goodness I'm looking. What do I have it for? What do I have it for? Fine, I guess I have no choice for that. Yeah, I don't want. You want to make sure no conflicts. Nah, god dang it. Alright, fine. So we got these main 2 ones. Next we need. Actually, we don't need any of these since we don't. This is an OC. So next one we need is the hairs. shared hairs, and you need the gear. Yep. So if I think we also have clothing. It's season 4. So yeah, if you have different gears from different seasons, make sure you also add that particular area. So in this case, for season 4, make sure you add, let's say, clothing underscore season 4. Since my character does not go into anywhere from other seasons, so this is fine. Shared hairs, clothing. I'm going to copy this again, paste it here. This time I want my OC directory. The reason I'm not selecting this one, because CD materials is the go-to directory of this materials. So you already have, this is already in the materials folder. You just slash in whatever goes next. So I think that's all we need. So I think I'm good. So click that. Save that for now. Now scroll down to go define these define bones that we just inserted from the decompiler. Get rid of it. Idle. This is where we have to find our what we did here. OC animation, idle DMX right here. And make sure that that's the right name. So OC animation, idle DMX. Same thing for our physics. It's also DMX, so we just go ahead DMX OC. And since we have an additional physics, we don't need to add them in here. So for me, I easily do it by copying one of these. And paste it down here. Then, of course, the name of the bone of the tail of this. So 1. Alright, I'm also going to have this match with this. That's my assumption. You can tweak this to much your delight to make sure how you like it. If you don't like it as it is, you can always readjust it. Or you can also readjust it, or even readjust it here and make sure you just re-export it. In this case, edit, click the tailbone, and let's just do this. Which I did forget during my tweaking. Thank goodness I remember doing it now. I don't want any roll spin, so I'm just going to go with this. Oh, that's already on 0. That's not. So, and since I did tweak this whole thing, Oh, did I put them all? God damn. Let's see if I got it right. Oops. I did a whoops. And, yep. Shirt, yep. Backpack, yep. Pants, yep. No, put it back. Okay. Alright, now everything's reconfigured the way I wanted. So now you got everything tweaked out the way you want it for the physics mesh. So the physics mesh is now have the hair bones tied with the physics. You got everything you want it directed to, and you make sure you have everything enlisted. Oh yeah, make sure since now the material name is different than these, make sure you have the right material names. Then save it. Now you go to crowbar, compile, go to your QC file you created. Now, of course, you can go to your add-ons, make a folder for yourself, and put it into that folder. After you did that, compile it and see if it does work. If you get an error, check what it is, which I definitely know I'm usually end up making errors. QC line on 15. 15. Oh. Oh yeah, but I see. Oops, I delete the closer. Okay, what's next? Line 26. Cannot load the ponytail DMX. Oh, what? Oh. I'm thinking about the bone names, didn't I? Whoopsie daisy. Braided ponytail. Oopsies. Next. Got another error. Oh, X. I thought I pressed. Oh, Z. What the hell? What's wrong with me today? And there we go. Word of caution: if you want to view the model, you can. But since you're gonna put it in the add-ons, it will not be seen fully because materials need to be present to the root materials of Gary's mod. Source filmmaker is one of the exceptions because it has its own it's going to look at the game lists and look through those game lists with its materials and models. This does not go to the add-ons and look for the materials and models there. So most likely you're going to see nothing but black and purple checkerboards, unless you put the materials there. In question, you see, as an example, I did put some materials in the root just to see if it works. Of course, I'm missing the bump map of the face. Don't worry about that. But as you see, the models is there, which is positive. I see the necklace, I see the shirt, I see the backpack. I'll go to the model here. I'm gonna look at the backpack. I should have a. Do I have a blank on? Yeah, body group there. So attachments. Okay, rule of physics. Flex model. Sequence render. I'm trying to remember where the body groups are at. I swear I remember you can do. Some people would probably say who never know use crowbars like you're missing it, Magellan. It's right there, Magellan. Hey, dum dums, right there. Yeah, I probably am missing it, and I'm feeling like a one big dum dum. But for now, you can also look at the in Gary's model or source filmmaker. If you put it into source filmmaker, you see the body groups. Yeah, all the socks, shoes, shirt, necklace, bracelet, everything is there. So we're in the clear. So we're good. So next thing you know is test drive it. So now go ahead and go to your Steam and go to your Gary's mod. Actually, that's not. Actually, that's not because I want to make sure. No, let's close that. Close that. Actually, let's not do that. All right, texture editing. Let's go with texture editing first because we want to do that first. Because now, since we are doing, since we have our own OC layout for so now we have the models here. Now we have to make materials, models, create your directory that you made. Right here, your own subdirectory. If you want to make your own materials, these right here need left alone because these are ones you, if you're not going to tinker too much, you want to keep it as it is. That's why right there. If you're going to tinker stuff, use them right here. If you're going to tinker with the shirts, whatnot, make sure you do the same thing here. Make sure that has that name of underscore OC or whatever. Underscore your username, underscore your OC, whatever. That way you don't have to use this much as more anymore. You can just use this more. In this case, I'm gonna already have these made up right here. Already have the already copied. Let's see. Ninjala materials, models, Project Ninjala eyes. I copy the green. I copy this green here, paste it here, and I just renamed the L, copied, and then change it to R. So that way it's just this name right here. And for custom texturing, I want the I did for this one. I just kept it as for the braided hair. I didn't want to tinker too much. I just keep it as did keep it OC, but I just had it ponytail and then add these lines. Well, actually, you want to make sure you add this line here. When you open up something like this, you see some of these right here, but the proxy is different. So proxies, item tint color, result var, color tint temp, then select first if none color, then you get these. I have this set for this right here, so that way we have that nice dark mint tint. That's fine, I have it like that. But for this here, this hair, VTF can be any name, but the VMT has to be the same match here. So that's why I have it like right here. Oh, I copied this for a good example. Okay. So models, Ninjala hair. So in this case, I'm going to copy the braid ponytail. In this, copy over here. I'm going to replace it anyway. Like I said, I just underscored this OC. And then what I did, I just took out this chunk, except this last one. This one is needed because it's going to close this. So after I did that, then I go to right click this, open with. For me, I use GIMP. This will prop up. The end result, I want it like this. So you got it like this, and here, let's get the gradient right here, drag it over, and you get this. For this, I want this white part over here, so all this black would be transparent. So I'm gonna go right click, and then apply layer mask, and now it's like this. So I want this purple color here. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. I have it like this, and then like this. Then I'll click this one here, colors, colorize. Click this, boom, and I'll zoom up. And oh yeah, because of this, isn't it? There we go. And I was messing around to the point I don't see the circle. Done. And then do the same for this, but I'm going to have it from this green here. And oh, oopsies. Select this again. Make sure it's on this. Then select this. I can delete it because there's nothing actually there. Well, the white means for source is that can be colorized. Black does not. So everything's on white on that one. So now I'll go to. I'm also gonna. This time I'm gonna click this. You can have a threshold of how much you want. I'm gonna go ahead and threshold it to 80. Select all of this, so it shows majority of all the hair and all the white part of the hair. So then colorize, select this blue, and then slide it down until you do not see it anymore. Click OK, and now you got this. Put that back on. Click, take this, delete that, and there you go. Now it looks like the same result I had right here. Now make sure you select this one, select the top one, merge down, because VTF acts like if there's a frame layer. So if you saw those maps that have animation textures, that's what it is. Since we're not doing animation textures, we don't need that. We just want to export as. I have one right here. Go ahead and export it. Let's say replace, and click OK. But for me, I don't want to do that. I'm already happy with the end result. Like I said, you can also do the same thing with gear, as long as you have the. Like I said, so in this case, let's say we're just, for example, I'm going to go ahead and pick. I'm not going to put it in here, but I'm using an example. Plain sweatshirt, I think it was. This, and it's QC. No, that's a normal. Copy, paste. Like I said, if I wanted to, I can click OC, and then just click this. Since I want to go to this one, copy, paste, save. Just like I did with the ponytail here. Then open with GIMP. Same result here. Oh yeah, this thing's all grayed out. That is very funny. Well, it is plain it's a plane anyway, so if I wanted to, I just like, oh, it's gonna be taking this. I was gonna do select and do this, and you have to do all that too. Yeah, I'm not doing 80, so let's go 20. And select. Nope. About 10. Um, 8. 6. 4. Jeez. 2. Okay, whatever. Let's say if I want this to be blue. Then she has a blue sweatshirt. Let's go with different gear so you can actually see a little bit better. Okay, let's go with Horror and Ice because I used Candy for that one. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. At least with this one, I can go ahead and disable it. You see all this. Then you can just edit, tweak the colorings here, this, here. The necklace part, the shoes, the pants. Sorry, no, actually, no, that's the sleeves. There's yeah, that is the shoes. Shoes, top part shoes, bottom part shoes. yeah, you can edit all this, make it and export it as your own. There you go. There's your examples. Now we can go to the testing. Yeah, always make sure you save your blend files. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Alright, now we're in the area of the map I picked, but of course, since I use proxy code tool on these characters, I'm going to resort, and here we are. You see this character that we all know from the body grouping. As you see, the hair does not move whatsoever. Now, let's try out our new model that we did in. Oh yeah, two of them, don't I? Ah, crap. That one works. It both works, and holy moly. Both do work, holy. Well, the first one I definitely know one of them does work because I did a test run to make sure everything works. Let's make sure this is the right one. Eyelashes OC. Alright, this is the. Yeah, this is not the one. This is this one. So yeah. This one should have. Wait, what? Eyelashes OC. Hair tie OC. Why they're both using eyelashes OC? Is there conflicted? Emma shared. Oh, because I've had eyes there. That's one thing. All right. Let's go ahead and to our. Nope, that's not it either. It's this one. Here, models. Oh, that's one. That's why it's having some kind of conflicts. Model name. You don't need that. Get rid of that. So in this case, I'm just going to delete all that. Crowbar, compile, try again. View, browse. Since it's not returned, go like this. Boom, Emma, shared, errors, clothing. Yeah. View it. That's probably why it's having conflicts or not showing up. Alright. Everything looks fine. Braces there, necklaces there, the shorts, the sweatshirt, backpack, small socks, shoes. Everything looks fine. Model, There's a lot of hands. Oh, because of that. Hands, pants, legs, socks, shoes. What's it called? It's called a sweatshirt? Yeah, sweatsuit. Alright. Compile. Model. OC. There we go. Now we got everything listed correctly. Backpack. There we go. Submodel. There we go. Now we got a blank. Bracelet has a blank. Yep, there's the blank. Necklace. It also has a blank. There we go. Now let's go back to Gary's mod. Alright, we're at test number 2. Nope, the first test was my fault. Once again, here's the prop that has no body grouped. So now we want to make sure the there's only one. So far everything looks good, and look at the hair, it's now fully working. So if you really want to get rid of the tie, was it the hair tie, and just only use just this. Of course, you just select this and assign it to here, but you also want to make sure where it's at. So you want to go to UV, make sure you have the VTF or whatever you want to use to see where it's at. In this case, it's right these three. Then you can just, well, you can imagine what you can do with them. In this case, if I wanted to, right here, I can just have it red here, red here, right here. In this case, which I can show you right here, the hair tie here, 216.125, 216, 2125. If I wanted to, I can go like this, paint here, paint here, paint here. Don't really need to. If I wanted to, I can go like that, and then I can get rid of this and assign to here. Then I can get rid of this. That way, I don't need an extra material. And as you see now, we got the green left, green right. That's going to our OC directory. Yeah, the eyelashes are going to Emma's. The ponytail that we did on the braid ponytail and the braid ponytail hair tie is using the OCs. Face and skin using the shared folder. Horror on Ice. 3 on the necklace, bracelet, and the pants. The cool and casual uniform for the socks and shoes. And plain sweatsuit for that. So you have a now fully mixed character right here. And yes, you can go even further if you wanna. If you know what you're doing on the not here. You know what you're doing in here in UV. You can actually jigsaw all these into one material. That way you don't have to one material for your clothing. You do it that way, so you don't have this much. So, hey, in the end, this is the end result we wanted for the OC. And I actually do like it. But of course, the question is about the face. Yeah, eye pop out and all that. Yep, it's out of order. But of course, you want to be in order like everyone else. There's 2 ways. You can just go and pick these and then move them like this. Or since I will have the files for this automatically for you guys, if you take these ones, it's already in order. So yeah, did I have fun making this for you guys? Trying to explain it enough, but it's a pain in the rear. But I do enjoyed trying at least. It feels like a dozen times getting this done. So then, guys, if you guys like this weird video, you guys know what to do. Click that subscribe button, ring the bell to keep you notified. Like and share the video. Leave a comment if you like. If you want to find me anywhere else, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and DeviantArt as RocketBoy1005. You can also support me on Patreon, of course, as this channel's name, Rocket Gamer 1005. So then, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time. Later.